All right, happy Friday night, everybody. We made it. We made it to the end of the week. It's like 172 bajillion degrees outside, but we made it to Friday night. Glad you're with us, whether you're with us live or with us on the replay. Either way, we enjoy you guys being out there in Raiderland. Getting in on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line. Questions, comments, thoughts. Talking Texas Tech football today. Most important newcomer, most important new player. Who does that have to be for Texas Tech this fall? In your opinion, of the newcomers, of the new blood, the NIL people, whatever you want to call them, who has to be the most important one? Most Texan thing you've done this week, and then do you watch preseason NFL games? I do, but I'll explain how I do and why I do it. All right, so all that stuff, whatever else is on your mind, we want to hear from you tonight on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. So let's get it going in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day every day on the website, give you the question of the day, give you the Raiderland hot links, all the cool stuff you come to expect, demand, love, and then you share it with your friends and everything else. Tonight, brought to you by the official chiropractor of Raiderland, Kevin McAlpin, McAlpin Chiropractic. I have trusted my own family members to Kevin McAlpin. All right. Is there a better endorsement one can give than say, yeah, not only do they advertise and market with us, not only is he a great West Texan, but yeah, have my family members gone to Kevin McAlpin? Yes, they have. Also by Ultra Exteriors. Warren Taylor, Hudson Taylor. Hud Taylor is the quality control expert. If you can't get a hold of Warren when you call first, just say, hey, I want to talk to Hud. He'll get you straightened out. Now, whether it's a roof repair after the hailstorms earlier this summer, whether it's just general contractor work, like you walk into your bathroom one day and you go, oh, we got to do better than this, right? Or you look at your kitchen and go, hey, 1987 called. It wants its kitchen back. Siding, window treatments, all of those things. Ultra Exteriors has been doing it great for years, decades now, and they're going to get you taken care of here in West Texas. So check out their website for Ultra Exteriors. You know how to do that. You click on the little thing that says call. Hey, Warren, we heard about you there in Raiderland. Do you really know Ryan Hyatt? And when he gets done cackling with gales of laughter, he'll get to work for you. You can hear the hounds in the background here at the Raiderland World Headquarters. It's so freaking hot, and they want to go outside, but then they immediately want to come back in. So I'm like, all right, y'all are going to be here for a little while. All right, you're going to be inside the headquarters for a little while, but anything that happens outside the windows, I cannot be responsible for. Let's get it going. Let's get your comments going. Your thoughts, your questions, anything else. Let's tidy up the week together. Had a great show last night. Thanks again, Ty King, jumping in. If you did not watch the show, stay to the end. That's all I'm going to say. All right, stay to the end if you didn't enjoy or didn't get a chance to enjoy our visit with Ty King. He is the king of Lubbock media. He truly is the king of friendship. He is the best interview in the market, best interviewer. Well, he might be a good interview too. So all that. All right, who's the most important newcomer for Texas Tech football? At a certain point, all of the hype ends. They go on the field. They're on the practice field now. They'll play some 3 football games in September that don't matter before they go play Utah. Who's the most important new player? Who has to be great? Out of the newcomers, who has to have the biggest impact? Now, I have thoughts, but I want to hear yours. James giving us thumbs up. He's one of the OGs going back in the day, the old Periscope days and everything else, going back to the old radio days, Williams and Hyatt show. If you like what we're doing, give us thumbs up. Share it on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Don't cost nothing, so sign up for all the platforms and then share it with your friends and do all that cool stuff. That really does. It really does matter. If you like certain shows, if you like certain media, please give them thumbs up, give them shares, do all that stuff. Tell their advertisers thank you. And then on Twitter, at Ryan Hyatt Media. So who's the most important new player on this team? That when you look back and it goes from October to November, and you're either having I hope a special year if you're a Texas Tech fan. I hope you're having a meaningful year, 9, 10, 11, wins, whatever. Out of the newcomers, who is it? You've got a slew on the offensive and defensive lines. And nothing else matters for most great teams if you don't have great lines, right? So is it Howard Sampson on one side of your offensive line? Is it David Bailey, outside linebacker, edge rusher? Romello Height. I just like saying Romello Height. And I want him to be great because I just want to hear more Romello, right? Is it Lee Hunter, affectionately known as the Fridge? I do a radio show in Lubbock Mondays and Friday mornings on their morning show. We jump on with Matt and Tom on Newstalk 95.1 FM in Lubbock. And like Tom is just like fascinated. Who's the guy they call the Fridge? They call him the Fridge. It's like the Fridge, right? Call him. So Lee Hunter. I've got a couple of others though. I mean, there are so many. Where do you want to start? Right? Where do you want to start? JC gets us on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, and we thank him for being out there. I know he's already hit like and shared it. Greetings, rest in peace, Jim Lovell, 97 years old. Jim Lovell, Commander, Apollo 13. You've seen the movie. That's who Tom Hanks plays. You get all that stuff. Jim freaking Lovell, driving around a Corvette Stingray in Houston, hot wife, all that stuff. 97 years old. Unbelievable. So you got Cole Sneski back into the secondary. North Dakota State. He's on my list. And so I work inside out. JC going outside in, talking about the back end of the secondary. The secondary will be better if the front seven is better. Now, the secondary is going to be better because they have better players. They truly do. But if you can get home with just basic 5-man front, 4-man front, whatever you want to call it, the whole idea anymore really of like 4 and 5-man fronts are kind of, I think, interesting. And I would love to have this discussion debate with some defensive coaches about, we want to ascribe a certain, well, that's a 5-man front, that's a 4-man front. What's really a front anymore? Is a front across the line of scrimmage, or is a front the line and the linebackers? Meanwhile, back to the conversation. Most Texan Thing, watching my son's high school football team practice and not passing out in the heat. God bless them. I hope they were properly hydrated, taking their salt pills, and getting water every 6 hours, just like we did back in the day. Now, yeah, 'tis the week, I guess. It's already started. It is the Most Texan Thing. I do miss it. I know my son doesn't miss it. I do miss it. It was easy for me. Hey, how'd practice go today? Coming home. How'd it go? Yeah. Michael, against Arizona State, it's going to have to be whoever can get to their quarterback. So there's your defensive front, right? There's your Bailey. There's your Hunter. There's your Romello Height. Your defensive guys. Offensive guys. Who's the most important newcomer? I was trying to come up with the NIMP award. They got rid of the media doing the preseason rankings for the Big 12 because last year it stunk so bad. They felt like it hurt them in their playoff chances and everything else. It really didn't, but I get it. And I'm all in favor of no preseason polls whatsoever. I'm good with that. I don't care. Get rid of them all. We'll come after 3 weeks, right? I mean, if Texas Tech goes 3-0 and they're ranked in the coaches poll at 24, really beating Kent State, Oregon State, Arkansas Pine Bluff. Really? They were going to go, yeah. So anyhow, glad you guys are with us tonight. I know it's Friday. I know it's summer. I know it's hot. I'm just glad you're out there. Share this, invite people in. Whatever platform you're on, you can always click the share. You can always click the invite. You can always click the thumbs up. Please do that every time you're out there. And then fire away your questions and comments. If you're watching right now, I'm not going to do it tonight. We're going to do a roll call on Monday night because I was visiting with a potential client earlier this week, and they're like, well, okay, well, like, I need to reach people outside the Lubbock market. Where are some of these people? Is everybody just like living down the block from you? You didn't talk like this. You get the idea. I'm like, all right. I mean, I know where our dominant markets are based on market research. We love you in the Metroplex. Austin people, by the way, hey, good to see you. San Antonio, Houston, all that stuff. But we're going to do a roll call on Monday. So you jump in tonight. The most important new player for Texas Tech this year. Who does it need to be? Who will it be? Who does it need to be? Who will it be? Those are two different things. If I told you that Micah Hudson, sorry. Micah Parsons. Cowboys on the brain this week. If I told you Micah Hudson is a newcomer, would you buy it? Because it was like he wasn't really here last year, and then he did leave. And like so many people, he ended up in College Station and went, holy shit, I'm in College Station. I got to get out of here. Would you allow Micah Hudson to be a newcomer? But there is another on the offensive side of the ball that I'm really kind of surprised that more people have not talked about. And maybe it's the position, right? Maybe it's a little bit of that. The era we're playing in. But I think in a lot of years, the guy I'm thinking about you, would be talked about a lot more than he is right now. And we'll see if you guys, throw your comments and get on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. Jump in here right now. We'll go as long as the comments are good. The communication is good. It's totally up to you. If you guys want to keep the show moving on a Friday night this time of year, knock it out. Get on that United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. The supermarket that puts their name on stuff at Texas Tech. The supermarket that cares about West Texas, as opposed to the one that sends all their money down south. Mr. Sampson on the offensive line from UNC better be advertised as well. So far, all reports are as advertised. I'm not saying he's a large human being, but he did subdivide and go condo earlier this year, and he's making money off that, just renting out rooms. So, I mean, that's a big dude right there. Yeah, I mean, the offensive line has to be better. It will be better. I can't imagine it not being better. The upgrade on the offensive line, eye test, everything else, whatever these players have done that we have been able to amalgamate and put into a mix and go, okay, you did this here, you did this there. It's got to be better. If nothing else, at least there's depth that you have not had in decades on the offensive line. Maybe. If I ever say ever, jump in and say, hi, don't ever say ever, because there's always a before. There's always an, when people say, it's never been this hot, it's never been this way. If I ever say ever, jump in and say, hey, Hyatt, don't ever say that. Because there have been times when Tech had just offensive linemen, and they were great, and you had a lot of them and everything else. So I don't say ever. But certainly in the last 2 decades, this looks like an offensive line that has front-end impact, guys competing for spots, And that's been the problem over the last, I think, really the last 20 years or so on the offensive line, defensive line, that nobody had to compete for a spot, that you were clear cut the best guy. Nobody was going to outwork you. You didn't. These guys are having to earn their spots right now. You know, JC jumps back in on the old YouTube channel, Ryan Heights Raiderland. Follow us over there. It's free. On offense, I'm hoping Q runs away with lead back role. Pun intended. Let's talk about Quentin Joyner for a minute. And I'm glad you got there. Somebody finally got there, and I'm not surprised JC got there. A lot of years, most people would be saying that Quentin Joyner at running back is the guy that needs to make the biggest impact. But you guys are getting smart, and you're going, offensive line has sucked, defensive line has sucked, secondary has sucked. Well, really everything has sucked. But you guys are smart. But this guy is quietly coming in. And if he's anywhere near what we think he might be, based on what we saw at USC, in a moderately limited sample size, but yards per carry, the ability to catch the football, he's totally different from Taj Brooks. So anybody looking for like a Taj Brooks guy, that's not going to be what this is. But he may actually fit in more with what Texas Tech needs to do, wants to do offensively with the football, spreading defense and everything else, but still have the ability to get upfield, to run between the tackles. Now, he's not going to have to do it alone. You've got multiple backs. It's going to be a not by committee, even though Joey McGuire is saying, I'm calling the running back room the committee. Nah, you know what you call the running back room the committee when you're a coach, when you're a head coach? To keep the guys who aren't the president happy on the committee. I think Joyner needs to be the president. I'm with JC right now. I want him to become the dominant guy and look like that early on, and then have the complementary pieces, because it's not like you're running a guy 25 times, 27, 28 times a game now. You're getting 15 to 17 carries, a couple of touches on the outside, and then now that you're running between 70 and 90 plays a game, depending on what we're looking at, that's plenty of opportunities for other running backs to get out there, have an impact, and feel like they're involved. And in fact, they are. It's a lot easier to be a coach now, offensively in college football, as many plays as you're running. You know, the O-line, we only got one football, we only got one basketball. We can't, Now that you're running let's just say 75 plays, whatever it's going to end up. Well, crap. You give a guy 20 touches, that's a lot of touches still to go around. And it feels awkward saying touches. Oh, yes, we're handing out touches. He gets a touch. They get a touch. He gets a touch. Everybody gets their touches. Weird. We never would have said that in the 80s. I can absolutely, though, JC, make a case for Quentin Joyner as your most important newcomer, most important new player. If we go defense, who do you think it needs to be? We ask you tonight, the most Texan thing you have done this week. What is that? And how many of y'all watch NFL preseason games? Right? How many of you watch? Chiefs are on Sunday at 6. The Cowboys are tomorrow night, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Cowboys and Rams, they've been practicing against each other this week. And, whatever, these first couple of exhibition games, which we can't legally call them that, they're preseason games. I do actually pay attention on certain teams for certain reasons. When the coach tells me they're going to play starters for a series or two, I'll pay attention to that. All right? When they tell me they're going to go for a half, I'll pay attention to that. After that, the only reason you pay attention is because you are betting on these games, and there is money to be had in NFL preseason because the coaches will tell you exactly how they're going to value the games. They will tell you, I'm going to play starters in the first half, the first series, or whatever. I'm going to play my guys, and then the other team, their coach says, I'm not going to play my guys. And then you get that information, and the line is slow to react a little bit, and you can take advantage of that. The idea that sports wagering is like for degenerates in NFL preseason, no, that's insane. No, it's actually, you have a much better chance of beating the book. You have a much better chance of beating or at least meeting the book in preseason than you do in the regular season. Because once again, it's an information based transaction. You get the information. If you're better on Google, if you're better on following certain teams, if you're better on social media, you can be slightly ahead of a book, slightly ahead of the, at least not the book, at least the bettors coming in later. And then if you're focusing on a couple of certain teams and a couple of certain games, and we saw two last night, which by the way had line moves that ended up getting bettors burned because once again, it's sports betting, not sports winning. But you have a better chance preseason in certain instances than you do in the regular season. Oh well, just talking out loud right now. Most Texan thing we did. We got a few more minutes left with you tonight. Most Texan thing I did this week, and it was painful, and I hated to admit it. And you guys get in on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line. Give me the most important new player on Texas Tech football's roster this year. Jump in, give me that. Jam up that transom right now with all of your comments before we get out of here. But my friend Matt Humans, I was on his show Monday night on VSiN, Vegas Stats and Information Network, with Will Hill. Every year he does a national fast food top 50 rankings. He ranks literally the top 50 fast food places. Whataburger came in 18 this year. And I had to tell him last night, I said, I don't know that I could have Whataburger anymore in my top 20. I said, ownership's gone to Chicago. And then, I put that on Twitter, and then like some ownership like investment group or something said, no, our offices are still in Texas, and it's a ownership group of investors in Chicago and whatever. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. You're not in Texas anymore. You're not a Texas-owned, pure 100% place. And that I had to admit this week that Whataburger is just another burger place. It really is. And I don't know if you guys agree with me. And today was like the 75th anniversary or something. Like if you got the app, you get 75-cent Whataburger. Didn't even bother. All right. But that it has changed over the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Maybe it's just me. That's cool if it's just me, but it's not the same. And I hate saying that, but I had to admit that as a Texan, that the Whataburger we once knew, the Whataburger we celebrate, it's become just another fast food place. I know a lot of Texans would fight me to the death on that. 100% disagree. Well, I don't know. The proof is in the pudding for me. And maybe it's just out here in West Texas. Maybe it's just in this part of the world. But it has changed. It has not been as good. And then there is just the idea that, man, they sold out. Oh, but the offices are still in the state of Texas. Okay, investment group guy who posted on my Twitter feed. There you go. That's nice. I'm sure that's all we know, right? So that was the most Texan thing I had to do this week, was admit that what was once a Texas icon is not what it used to be, at least to me. Meanwhile, going back to the Market Street, United Supermarkets chat line, JC Scherer, talking about Sanders with Cleveland, knows he's playing 50 snaps as we speak. Didn't touch it, though. It's Shadur and Cleveland. Flacco time. Not Flacco Jimenez. That was totally different. He passed away earlier this week, I believe. Was it this week or last week? At the age of 87, man. Flacco Min is playing with the Mavericks with Joe Ely. Greatest accordion player, conjunto, music and otherwise. Flacco and Menace. Samson, if we had to rate him right now, most important. Samson offensive line, got to be that guy. Bailey coming in from Stanford, got to be that guy. Bailey or Lee Hunter? Who do you go with? I'm still fascinated by Romello Height. Quentin Joyner. No, it's Samson, right? It's Samson, and then it's Bailey / Hunter, and then it's Joyner on how we might break this down on who has to be the most important new player for Texas Tech. Even after we conclude the live portion of the broadcast, you guys can jump in on our Twitter feed at Ryan Hyatt Media, engage in conversation. Do the same thing on our Facebook page for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Also, the main website where we post everything, you can post your comments there in the comments section only, theraiderland.com. Want to thank our friends at McAlpin Chiropractic. Kevin McAlpin, great guy, great chiropractor. Also, Ultra Exteriors, Warren Taylor. Hey, HUD. HUD is the director of quality control. HUD, be ready for a lot of phone calls come Monday. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of folks looking to do some stuff with you guys. And then United Supermarkets at Market Street. Once again, we will say to everybody watching live, watching on the replay, and everything else, one of the great things you can do for this program and anything you enjoy, if you can go to the sponsors on social media and say, hey, thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Thanks for being out there. Do that on their social media pages. It means a whole lot. Because not everybody just needs to run out and get their back adjusted, but everybody can tell Kevin McAlpin thanks. Now, everybody needs groceries, so go to Market Street. Not everybody needs a new window treatment, but everybody can go to Ultra Exteriors on their webpage and say, hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Not bad for a Friday night in August on the 8th day. Oh, man, we didn't even talk about the Cubs. Oh, could have talked about the Cubs in Wrigley Field. You know, the first day of night games, 8/8/88, and it rained them out. And I was watching. We were watching that night, and it rained out, you know. Hold on. Wendy gets in late. Oh, but certainly not the kicker. What's wrong with Upton Belafonte? Love his name. Hope he's great. If that's the most important person on a team, that something went wrong. Don't be hating on Upton. He's my man. We love the name, one of the great names of all time. It's as good as Bouvier Dell, Hassan Abubakar. There are several others over the years, but that's a great name for Texas Tech football already for Upton. Don't be hating on kickers now. We will have tomorrow our Saturday column, the Saturday column with no name. Sunday, 5 things we know on a Sunday rolls out Sunday morning, and hoping everybody has a great weekend and everything else. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Ask that you will share this on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. Subscribe to all of our platforms. Don't cost anything. Y'all are the best audience in the world, period. No, really, period.